Here is my Tome Paladin tank build. This is what I go into Tome wearing. I've got one thing that we fight in there, so I actually use the Crown of the Lost King. I use it mostly because it gives me the stats, honestly. The 1000 armor pen, 1000 accuracy. I'm running Barkhide for stats, but also for the 3% less damage taken. I have Negation that I run for my weapon enchant. I really like the damage resistance buff that it builds up. Really helps in there. I'm using the plating gauntlets currently. I am waiting for something better. You will notice I'm using tacticals a lot. That's for the incoming healing bonus. You need to be at 30% or greater. Burnished weapons for the extra power and defense. Sentinel Star power, but also the stats to get them up. I'm using the Reflected Collar set. I really like it. It's great for tanking, plus every time I pop a daily, there's 5% less damage incoming, and it raises defense and deflection of the people around me. I use Protege Ward Rings right now. I'm waiting for something better, and this is mostly to get my hit points up. I could care less about the daily power damage. I'm using the Raid Shirt for stats, same with the pants, and you will notice that I'm using high hit point, and then I'm using 2 of the artifacts from the Storyteller, and that's for the extra hit points and also the extra stat point. I'm running 787k hit points right now. When I'm inside of the dungeon, I get about 800k. I do have very low power, but honestly, as the tank, I don't need my power up. I have every other stat. I don't have max crit. I'm reaching for it. But I have every other offensive stat capped. I have my deflect capped. I have my crit avoidance. You're going to look at this. You're going to look at this and see that it's very high, but that's because as a paladin, we need about 95k crit avoidance. So I am about 7k over, but I haven't found where I want to get rid of that yet. Bonding's rank 15. I'm using rank 15 arcanes or empowereds, just depending on what piece I'm wearing. And using armor break, of course, because the defense reduction stacks within Tome. And everything I have on is hit points and another stat. Oh, this isn't the one I meant to put on there. Or straight up hit points. I do have the 50k mount and a lot of gladiators, Kyle, artificer's persuasion. I know, legendary stuff. I have as much hit point as I can find and build in these. The hit points are really expensive right now, so it's kind of hard to get, but I have as many as I can. And you'll notice my powers, I am still using Radiant Slam as mine and Oath Strike as my main attack just for the threat. There's a lot of threat generated by the big hitters in Tome. Sacred Weapon, Vow of Enmity, and Smite are what I'm running as my stuff. My encounters, my dailies, and the only daily I use is actually Shield of Faith, because if you use Shield of Faith in combination of Sheltering Light and you pop a Health Stone, when you're at 800k hit points, that means everybody's getting a 400k heal from you. I actually can out heal the second healer in Tome parties doing this. It's really hilarious. And I'm running Divine Challenger so that Smite puts me at the top, and when I'm not the main tank, I can charge Smite so it damages but doesn't give me threat. And then I'm also using Composure to build Divinity. Yeah, that is my loadout. Hit points, power, as everyone. I use Focused Retaliation because, well, the reflect mirroring back damage is amazing. And that would be it for my Tome build. I'm running full strength and constitution, and that's just really just for the hit points and the stamina regeneration, because that's another thing you really need a lot of. There you go. Tome build, gear, companions, mounts. Feel free to pause the video so you can see what all I'm running. It is a puzzle to get your stats so that you can have your caps everywhere. Keep in mind, for a tank, the power just doesn't matter as long as you can hold threat. If you can't hold threat, then really you shouldn't be in there as a tank, period. Thank you very much, and I hope this helps a few people building up towards Loam, or building up towards Tome, Tower of the Mad Mage.